Welcome to Latina Mic Drop, the podcast where you can show up and show out, where bold moves are not only encouraged, but the standard. This is where excellence meets simplicity and common sense. I'm Miriam Simon, your host, a leadership coach, author, speaker, a mom of 3 young adults, a grandma in my 40s, and a spouse to the most beautiful, kind soul on a mission to empower 1 million people to continue to tap into their exponential power. If you're out there building your own family and your own future from scratch, you're in the right place. Join me as we explore the stories, strategies, and secrets that can turn your hustle into legacy and peace of mind. Ready to transform your life? Let's get started. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Latina Mic Drop. Here I am, episode 9. I can't believe it. It's already been such a great journey, and I've been able to share and see all the downloads that I've been receiving, which is really exciting for something that I just started off the cuff and thought about how I can share my expertise with you all. And I'm coming out of a great week. This week, I was able to go to the Leadership Hispanic Summit. And that was just a great experience, being able to network with other Latinos and other leaders in our industry and in our community that are making strides, that are making changes, that are making a difference in the world. Let me tell you, this is the second time that I went to the Leadership Summit. And last year I went. That was the first time I was actually exposed to going to the Hispanic Leadership Summit. And in that one, I was such a different person. And really, I just showed up that day just to hear and listen. I was really fresh into the book journey, and I was also really fresh into being an author, really fresh into thinking about what it was that I wanted to do going forward last year, this time. And all I knew was that I wanted something different. All I knew was that I needed something different. All I knew was that what I was doing was working for me. It was great, but there was something more that I was called to do and something more that I needed to tap into. And things were kind of like, I won't say they weren't working out because they've been great and things have been going well like last year this time, but there was definitely disruption in what I wanted to do and where I wanted to go and how far I wanted to reach. I was starting to dip my toes into what it was that I wanted for myself. I had just come out of becoming an author, and I said to myself, okay, I want to meet other Latinos. I want to meet other leaders. I want to be able to talk. And so when I went last year, I really was just thinking, okay, how can I get more information? So there are times, right, where you're thinking, should I join this organization? Should I join this group? Should I go work at this organization? Should I, go to a family gathering? Should I? Because, like, where we spend our time, who we spend our energy with, our time with, that's all very important to me. And I'm pretty sure it's important to you too. And if it's not, maybe you should start thinking it. Maybe it's something you haven't thought about. Maybe you should start thinking about it, because I started to think, hey, if I'm doing a great job here and I'm making a difference and I'm able to do it here, and let me tell you, it's not huge what I've done, but it's not small either, right? So I was like, if I'm able to create this change and I was able to get the attention of leadership and I was able to become a leader myself, and I was able to turn around people's lives and just start to see the changes, the promotions, the differences in how people were not only acting within themselves, but also how people were changing their view and changing their perception about those people that I had worked with, I was thinking, okay, maybe there is more for me. Maybe there is a wider audience that I can reach. Maybe there is something more. And so I started to sign up to go to different events. And so this Leadership Hispanic Summit is free to attend. And so, I was able to go and I was able to sit there and be with different people. And I tried the networking thing, right? But I was really new to it. So I've been introducing myself to a lot of different people, right? But I didn't really know anybody last year. My mindset was just a little bit cautious. I was a little bit more reserved, and I was just thinking, hey, what am I going to get out of this, right? What is this? What kind of information do they provide? And to my surprise, they gave a lot of great data on the Hispanic community, where Latinos are headed, and had great people talking to us, right? People who are successful and, the vice presidents, CEOs, publishers, people that work in different aspects of the world. And so I was able to hear and listen to different people that are like me, Latinos and Latinas. I don't like to just use the Latinos. We have Latinos and Latinas. And I like to um, listen to what it is that they had to say. And I came out with so much information. But the key thing that the key phrase that stayed with me from last year, from December 2023, that stayed with me all the way through till today, December 2024, is that I didn't want to reach higher. I wanted to reach wider. And that is actually the phrase that has driven me to come this year to the Hispanic Leadership Summit and to other events that I've gone through. Like I visited California. I'm from New York. So I visited California, never been on a flight to the West Coast, only been to Mexico, but I'd never been to California. And then I went to a Lean in Latinas event. And so that's how I got connected to Hadi. And so Hadi and I are co-leading the Lean in Latinas New York now. I've been on this journey to reach wider, not higher. So that is so imperative in the way that I've been able to connect with different people, because this last week on Monday night, right, I went into work. Like, I still have my 9 to 5, so I still have to do my regular job. And I went to work. After work, I went and I got myself ready. I'm not the kind of person that jumps on the train. I'm used to getting into my car, and I'm used to I've been driving since I was 16, 17, and I'm used to just getting into my car. Like, you walk up, you get in your car, you drive wherever you're going to go, and then you get to where you're going, and then you get out the car, and then you walk to wherever you're headed, right? But going into the city is a different experience. I had to learn how to take the train, learn how to take the bus. I moved also since 2020. So I live in a different location, but the trains and the buses are all still available. And that's the great part about living in northern New Jersey, is that you can, access the city in an hour, hour and a half. If you drive, it takes longer because it's like a 2-hour drive. But the best part of it was that I was able to go Monday night, and I was able to go to a dinner, and I was the first one there because, I'm in New York already. So I wasn't going to stay in the office that late. So I went to the dinner and I just started introducing myself. And I met so many great women that are out here doing fabulous things, that are out here working with the community, who are out here doing just amazing things. And it was such a great vibe. And the interesting part, that there was just one man there who was actually one of the coordinators of getting a breakfast coordinated, that actually then dominoed into another networking event, which was this dinner on Monday night before the conference. I went to the breakfast too Wednesday morning. I woke up really early. I figured out how I was going to take the bus there. I figured out how I was going to get to the first location, which was the breakfast location, then how I was going to get to the United Nations, which is a cool place. If you've never been there, it's really awesome to go in there. Had an opportunity to go to their bookstore, which was pretty cool. Talk to the manager and ask, hey, how do I get my book in this bookstore? You never know, right? You never know. That's the only way you're going to find out is by asking questions and talking to them. And this time around, I think I met like 20 people that I was able to connect with and able to talk to through conversation, through lunch, through the breakfast, through the dinner. At the event, they had networking events. They also, on day 2, they had a networking event after all the panelists were speaking. And the great part about it is that everybody is there to help each other out. So everybody's like, okay, how are we going to partner for the collective good of everybody, right? And we talked about all kinds of topics. And one of the hot topics was D&I, right? And how what the narrative is and what it should be, how it's changing given our political climate, and just thinking about all the changes and how people will be able to thrive, right? Because at the end of the day, right, it's about growth and development. Like people don't want to stay stuck in the same place and people don't want to stay stuck in the same area. And I just want to get back to being able to connect with all these people. Like sometimes people think networking is hard, and sometimes it depends on what your mindset is. And so for me, I was just really thinking, okay, how can I meet people? What can I talk to them about? And throughout this whole year, I've been able to, like hone in on my message and talk about my book and talk about my message. Now I have a business, right? Last year I didn't have a business. This year I have Misi coaching and consulting. And Misi is because I want people to be able to say my yes, which that's what it translates to, in addition to it being the first 2 letters of my first name and my last name. So it's just really, like I really had something to say and offer. I really felt like I had something to offer, and I really felt like I really wanted the connections, and I really wanted to be able to talk to other like-minded individuals who are on the same path or similar path. Even if we're in different industries, we all want the same thing. We all want to be able to contribute. We all want to be able, it's a human need to be able to contribute, and sometimes we don't tap into it because we're just so busy trying to live our lives and in survival mode that we're just going. Hey, I need a paycheck. Hey, I need to feed my kids. Hey, I need to feed my family. Hey, I need to take care of my parents. Hey, we're going through a divorce, or hey, I'm going through getting myself through college, or hey, I'm getting through, taking care of my parents that are sick, or whatever it might be. We all have different struggles, and life is lifing. So there's no way, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about us going through something, because everybody at one point or time is going through something. And there's always a collectivism type of environment that you can make yourself a part of. And this is exactly the mindset that I went with. Last year, I went with the mindset of thinking, well, I just want to get to know what this is about and see how this works and who's here and who's there, and get to know them and, do my research. And then this time around, I was able to get to know great people and talk to them. And it was just amazing to be able to sit across from different people that have amazing backgrounds, that are doctors, that have credentials, but not just that, right? Because I always like to focus on the person, not so much their accomplishments, but the person themselves. And you can tell that this group of people that I was able to get to know every single day of the summit, every single person was there with the purpose to be able to help their community out. And I really do see a shift in community, because I think at this point in time, we're sick and tired of the separatism that we've been experiencing. And you on this side, I'm on this side, and you view life this way and I view life that way. Like, look, that's exactly what separated myself from my parent, was the fact that they can't see how I live. They can't see my point of view. They just can't see me. And so then that's part of the issue, right? That's part of the problem. And sometimes, yeah, we do have different beliefs, but how can we come together even so, regardless of, right? We're all different. There is no way that one person is the same as the other. So we're all different. It's just a matter of figuring out, right? What are the commonalities? How can we get a narrative that brings us together as opposed to separating us and being able to move forward? Everybody has a different place. We all have to learn how to meet each other where we are and be able to collectively learn how to, hey, all right, you're different in this sense, right? Because you may speak louder. I speak louder than other people, so other people who are soft spoken may think I'm too loud. Okay, so how can we, get to a place of commonality without changing who I am, without that person changing who they are? But how can we coexist in a place that, you can get what you need and I can get what I need? Because I think what's happening too is the fact that we've been in this scarcity mindset that if I have, you can't have. If you have, I can't have, right? Like I always say, sometimes if you're in a negotiation, right, like one party wins, the other one doesn't, or one side wins, the other one doesn't. Even in marriage, right, people say it's 50-50. No, it isn't. Like, not everything in life is 50-50. Not everything in life can be even. Not everything in life can be half and half. If it can be, great, perfect. But there are times where, because of our circumstances, because of where we are in life, because of what we've been able to do, or the stuff that just freaking comes up, there's just some times where we're not at the same place and I need more from somebody than what I can give. And sometimes I can give more than what I can receive. And so there is this, this back and forth that we need to be able to provide for each other. And there is a balance of, not, I don't like to use balance. I just like to use the fact that sometimes we just have to figure out how much and what is right and what isn't okay for us to do. But in this world, I was just so excited. I was just so happy that I was able to participate, go to a Hispanic Leadership Summit where the common goal was to be able to get to know each other, see how we can help each other out, and be able to partner with each other. And I've met a lot of great people, and I'm really excited and happy that I was able to meet you all. And just even get feedback on my podcast was awesome, like one day to the next, and have real people in front of you. A lot of times we're doing things virtual in this world, and this was just a great opportunity to be able to go in person. And let me tell you, if you're a little bit afraid of networking, like, I think if you really have a purpose and you're in the right room, or you feel like you belong and you come in there with that, you're going to figure it out, and you're going to find out, what it is. Like, I never go in with the transactional attitude. Like, sometimes you do have to be, like, if you're going to a place and you want to launch your book, right? Maybe you have to do your research and check to see who the different publishers are there, who are the different people that are there. And if the opportunity present itself, then you shoot your shot, right? Then But then there's other times where you can just show up and you're like, well, let me just find out what this organization is about, and maybe I'll dive in deeper. Maybe I can donate money to this organization. Maybe I have, or I know somebody that can help, or I know somebody that would actually benefit from this. And then you make the referrals, right? Whichever way it may go. But I can tell you that heading into this, I had a totally different mindset. There's always a benefit that you get from meeting other people and being introduced to different people, and people will start to get to know you, recognize you. And when you have a good heart and you have good intentions, and that intention is demonstrated, and you're not just there to, with an agenda that doesn't fit, you're going to make strides and you're going to meet great people. And I can tell you that I had an awesome time. I was really excited to be there. Yes, it was a rainy week, and that's okay. I just put my umbrella in my bag, went prepared. Yes, it was a little cold. Yes, I did get on a few buses to get there. Yes, I did take a couple trains to get there too, depending on the day. But I can tell you that it was all worth it. Being around different people, coming prepared, right? I had my business cards in case I needed it. I learned how to use digital cards. I also learned how to learn my LinkedIn QR code. So it was just really amazing to be in the same room with like-minded individuals. And it is just amazing. If whenever you get a chance, if you think you want to participate in different organizations, like the first step is really just going to listen to what they're about. And then while you're there, you can figure out if that's something that you want to continue to participate in, or is it that they don't offer what you want, or is it that it's something that just doesn't fit in with your life? Sometimes it could be that it's the wrong timing. But then you go back, you get something else, you really participate, you really listen, you really get to know people, sign up for these breakfasts or dinners or other types of networking that you can do. And so for me, it's really about the relationships that I built, and it's only a start. And I'm pretty sure that I'll be able to continue building these relationships as I get, every single year with every single project and with every single life that I touch, and that they touch me too. Because I mean, there's a lot of them that when we have these sometimes we don't even have deep conversations, just getting to know each other. And something you say will just spark something. And before you know it, like people have tears in their eyes just because you're sharing your story. And you really don't realize how much your life can impact others. And that's one of the main drivers of how I work and where I go and how I show up. And as long as you have the right heart and right intention, and sometimes get out of your head, like it'll really be helpful to just be present and get to know some people and build your community and build your whatever it is that you're trying to build. Sometimes we just want to have somebody that we can talk to. Sometimes we just want somebody that I can, like share ideas with. Sometimes it is a project that I want to join in on. Sometimes it is, just trying to figure out what's the next step. But I wanted to share my experience with you all, and I wanted to share how this week has been amazing. I have been able to connect with different people from all over the place too. They were from Texas, Chicago, California, Canada, everywhere, all over the place, Minnesota, all over the place. Reaching wider but not higher definitely came into play. And I'm really happy and excited that I was able to participate in last year's summit and that I was able to participate in this year's summit. So any chance you get out there, get to know some people, join the organizations, listen in just at the beginning, and then you figure out whether it's right for you or not. And you never know where things will lead. So that was my 2 cents for the day. I appreciate you all, and we'll see you on the other side on the next episode of Latina Mic Drop. Take care. Thanks for tuning in to Latina Mic Drop. Remember, you're not alone on this journey. We're building something extraordinary together. If today's episode inspired you, subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. For one-on-one coaching and more resources, follow me on your favorite social media platforms at author Miriam Simon, or visit my website at Miriam Simon Online. Until next time, keep turning your tattoos into pearls of wisdom and your dreams into reality. Stay strong, stay focused, and let's make history.